With Ric Flair talking about another in-ring return and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report for September 21st. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. After being forced to relinquish his NXT North American title, Solo Sikoa took to Twitter to write, "I made the NA title more valuable in a week than any title reign in NXT. Brought it to SmackDown with me and defended it. Keep in mind, I never lost it. There is always gold out there and I got my eyes set on it already." During his appearance on After the Bell, Braun Strowman spoke about his ambition to become United States Champion, saying, "Oh, without a doubt, Bobby Lashley, keep holding onto that US title tight because I'm coming for that one of these days and be Grand Slam Champion." So I'm going to go ahead and say that. Like I said, I probably do that for a little appetizer and then go on and get ready for the main courses. Speaking about a potential match between The Rock and Roman Reigns, Ricochet revealed who he thought would come out on top, telling NBC Sports Boston, "Yeah, I mean, because The Rock is just the best in the world. Who else is it going to be? You know what I mean? Roman is on a freaking roll right now. I like to get my hands on him too. I know Roman is Roman, but I'm never going to say nobody will beat me. I'm not ever going to say that. You ain't never going to find that. But The Rock is just, I don't even know what to say. What can you say? He can do anything he wants to do." Talking to Wrestling News, WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle revealed what it would take for him to come out of retirement for another match. "John, I still think that he is possibly still in his prime, so I would definitely say John Cena. And the reason for that is I'm 53 years old. I'm not the same athlete I was when I was 33, and when I decided to retire, it was because I lost the step. Knowing that John's still in his prime, I know that he can carry me through a match. I'd want a Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins or even a John Cena. Those are the names that I would pick because I know those guys would carry me through the match." Mentioning how he thought about quitting AEW on his vlog, Sammy Guevara revealed, "Maybe I should go away. Maybe this is it for me. I had a nice ride. And maybe I need to go away to get y'all to appreciate me. Because that's what you guys do. That's what you did to Cody. While he was in AEW, you hated him, and then he went to WWE, and you guys love him now. So I thought in my mind, man, that maybe this is it for me. I'm not even talking about, going somewhere else. I'm just tired. Maybe I just need to take a break in general." Talking to NBC Sports Boston about CM Punk's rant after All Out, EC3 mentioned how AEW has a leadership issue. "The one piece of info of that scrum I saw was midway through Punk talking about it in the media and Cabana. I'm like, wow, this is pretty raw. So I didn't know if it was brought up or what. I stay away from the internet and the headlines because they're rarely true. But now there's backstage brawl and all this going on, and I'm like, is this because I'm a wrestler? Is this an elaborate ruse? Is this real? I'll tell you, it has people's interest. Everyone's probably going to tune in to Dynamite, right? At the same time, from a business perspective, if it's real, there's a severe lack of leadership, and that, I feel, is all in wrestling. That's why I'm very happy for Triple H taking over his aspect, because I feel he is a real, legitimate leader. In my short time with Billy, I've noticed he's a real, legitimate leader. On his podcast, Mick Foley touched on CM Punk's comments at the post-All-Out press conference and how this put the AEW president in a tough position. Anything that takes away from the joy and this prestige of winning that title is counterproductive. So if Punk is on camera and he's not filled with joy and he's letting bitterness and anger come out, I think that detracts from the title. Everything Punk did was disastrous because it put Tony Khan in a bad position. Punk, I believe, was hurt and would have probably been out. It put a lot of eyeballs on the product the next night. That's a given. It was just really unfortunate unfortunate. You don't want to see that side of your superstars. I know when I held that title aloft, when I beat this guy The Rock for the WWE title, I never thought I was a WWE title guy, so I never based my career on it the way that a lot of people have. I remember that feeling of just utter joy. I moved pretty good for a big guy when I ran my 2 or 3 laps around there and then gave it the impromptu promo. I can't imagine going backstage and being angry or bitter or taking the joy out of the experience for our fans. I didn't see Punk's promo in its entirety, but it put Tony Khan in a bad position. There's a time and a place maybe to play with emotions. If you have something substantial that can make people feel strange in their gut, but not after a title win, I just didn't like seeing it. When talking to News 12 about the surplus in AEW events, president of the company Tony Khan would end up taking a shot at WWE's deal with Saudi Arabia. We're running a lot of great shows around the Northeast. It's so many great wrestling markets in one geographic region. I'll say it, the crown jewel of wrestling markets, the real crown jewel of wrestling markets, not some BS overseas in Saudi Arabia. New York City is where you want to be, and I love New York. And as a wrestling fan, I've had a special connection to the city. Some of my first memories of watching sports in New York are watching the Bulls and the Knicks and watching the Bears and the Giants. But really for me, wrestling has been my first love, so as a sports fan, you can't be a wrestling fan without loving New York City, without having this great connection to the fans up here. Khan would also talk about the upcoming AEW Grand Slam event saying, yeah, big time. It's going to be really special. You don't want to miss this one. If there's still opportunity for you to come out Wednesday night and you're a wrestling fan around New York, you do not want to miss this. It is going to be, I believe, have you guys seen Wayne's World 2? This is going to be my Wayne stock. I've been through a lot lately, and we've gone through a lot. I'm telling you, it's going to come together. This is going to be like Wayne stock. It's going to be that one perfect night in New York City this Wednesday night. Expect a lot, and you shall not be disappointed. I'm going to do my best, make it a fun night for the fans. I promise I won't disappoint with it this time. I rarely have, and rarely in several hundred shows have I ever, and certainly never intentionally. This will not be anything like anything we've ever done before. I'm very excited for Grand Slam. When speaking on the In the Click podcast, Khan would note that he is hoping to get a TV deal for ROH. If we can get the weekly TV going again, it would be even stronger. So wherever it ends up TV streaming, I'd love to bring Ring of Honor back on a weekly basis, and it's a conversation I'm having with Warner Brothers Discovery pretty frequently. When asked about rumors of NBC Universal and WBD merging, Khan said, I could definitely not speculate on that, and I would never speculate on that. I'm very happy with what we have right now. We have this great leadership from Discovery that's come in and taken over, working with great management from Warner Brothers, and now we have this really strong company, Warner Brothers Discovery, that is the single largest creator of content in the world, and they're showcasing AEW greater than we ever have been showcased before. On Rock 105.3, The Show, Tony Khan was asked what he was thinking when CM Punk went on his rant at the media scrum falling all out, as he said, I can't really comment on any of that. I'm not going to comment again on that, but I will say that MJF's return has been a massive needle mover for AEW and has generated a ton of interest. Having MJF back on Dynamite has been great. There's another reason why we've seen a great ratings bump. He's a great star and a huge part of AEW. On his podcast, Nature Boy Ric Flair noted how Ricky Steamboat is getting back in the ring and how that's inspired him to potentially return to action once more. It's one of those deals where nobody's ever going to be Ricky Steamboat, so they might as well watch him while they can and enjoy the opportunity, because there never will be another Ricky Steamboat. At every level, he's better than 50% of the guys in the business today, and he wouldn't get in the ring if he wasn't. He holds himself to a very high standard, and I imagine he'll probably look better than the guys he's in the ring with because he's always in good shape. Steamboat coming back makes me want to come back again. I went back up to Lincoln and started training again. What else is there to do? Speaking to Renee Paquette, Swerve Strickland touched on his current run in AEW and how it has gone so far. I took a trip to LA because I couldn't go in as just me, the wrestler. I gotta come in with a whole bunch of assets that I can attribute to any product that I'm gonna go to. So I just went to LA for 2 weeks and I met some people in entertainment, met some producers. Literally, I built a team over there that supported me and my podcast and my music and these other things. When I got signed, it was like, oh, by the way, I don't want to get a music entrance song just applied to me. I have music already and this guy that did it. He won 2 Grammys. Grammys. He's like, oh, okay, let's use that. Okay, cool. So now that set me apart. Then it was like, well, I'm doing this and I'm making appearances. I'm going to the Grammys. I'm going to this and that. Then I'm like, oh, by the way, I have Kevin Gates. We can bring him in. It's like right away, my first 3 months in AEW made me completely forget about my last 3 years in WWE. I put all that focus and energy and that resentment into building something. Now I've been here 7 months and I truly believe without a shadow of a doubt that I'm the best acquisition of 2022 in any company. I've been consistent. You don't just see me in a wrestling ring. You see me every which way. If there's a camera, I'm going to be in it. If there's an interview, I'm going to be in front of it. If there's a song, I'm going to be rapping on it. If there's an artist, I'm going to be here. I want to be everywhere. These appointments turn into bigger successes later on for me. During that interview with Brandon Walker, Tony Khan was asked about MJF potentially cashing in his casino chip for an AEW World Title match. As he said, MJF is going to be in attendance in New York City. He's really looming over the championship picture since he returned it all out and won the casino ladder match, which means he's going to have a shot at the world title anytime he wants. I will sanction that match. I think anytime, any sanctioned event, we could certainly make it happen. In this day and age, it's a world that certainly, with live television and pay-per-view events, all of these opportunities, it's exciting to have a contender out there looming. And to have this big championship match tonight on Dynamite, it's certainly more interesting to have two of the best wrestlers in the world, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, one-on-one for the World Championship. And have a great wrestler like MJF looming in the background is a top contender with the right to challenge for the title at any time. It's a very interesting championship picture right now in AEW. I am prepared to have anybody that the fans want to see as a top wrestler in AEW as a world champion, no matter who it is. If it's somebody that the fans want to see wrestle here, that's what matters. AEW was created for the fans, and that's who we wrestle for every week. That's why we have these shows. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.